Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Maricas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick. And coach, the Tigers went down to play number 12 Richmond this past Saturday. Game didn't work out the way you wanted, and I guess the key word to this one was turnovers.
Turnovers were obviously killing us throughout the course of the game. And anytime you give your opponent the short field, anytime you give them free 7 points on a pick six, it's brutal. And I mean, we've seen our defense score and obviously make the difference in a game. Their defense did that. I felt like we were doing a lot of really good things. Really proud of how our guys played. I thought we played extremely hard, and we do catapult data that tracks, the intensity of our workload and stuff like that. And it was one of the most intense games that we played. A lot of high speed, plays for our guys. So I was really proud of that. But you turn the ball over right before half. I mean, everything we tried to do, didn't work the way we wanted it to. So we had the turnover to start the game. We had the turnover right there before the end of the half. We felt great about getting in field goal position and trying a long field goal. In practice, we had hit a 59-yard field goal to end our Thursday practice. So that was kind of my vision right there. I was like, all right, called timeout. They got to punt it. Unfortunately, he kicked further away than we were used to. The ball hit the ground. JD has to go back to the 11. And then, Chris Watkins, who's been fantastic and, has had great ball security, gets it stripped from behind, and we give up another 3 points. So, 6 points off turnovers in the first half and 10 points off turnovers in the second half. Tough to beat a really good team, and they're number 10, number 12 in the country for a reason.
Your team showed fight throughout the entire game, obviously, as you mentioned with your analytics. You now find yourself at 4-5 with 3 games left. And I know a winning season is extremely important to the staff and to the players. Do you think you're going to have any type of problems motivating guys?
Yeah, I think that's always, it's always a concern because, you want your guys obviously to be playing for something. You want to have an opportunity to, continue to play. And having been blessed to be in the playoffs a handful of times in my career, I mean, the fun part about the playoffs, it's not the extra game, but it's just you get to spend more time with your guys, and then they get to spend more time with their teammates. And I mean, that's really what makes, a playoff run special, as we've seen here at Towson. Having the opportunity to play 3, 4, 5 games extra. We challenged our guys on that. I think we got we got an older group that understands what it takes. Again, really have praised them the last 2 weeks as to how they've prepared for the last 2 games. We talk about a 7-day-a-week approach. So Sunday is our recovery day. Monday is, work out the soreness. Tuesday, Wednesday, we go hard. Thursday, Friday, need to have great rest, need to be, hydrating, eating the right meals, and then that gives us the ability to show up on Saturday and play great. So, first couple of days of practice, our guys have done really well. I mean, showed the same intensity, showed the same workload. So I feel good going into this game with our guys and where their mindset is, but obviously disappointed. I think all of us, felt like this team had an opportunity, if it did everything right, to, come out on the winning side a couple more times.
With the way that Redshirt rules have changed through the years, now that you get to the last 3 games, is it possible we might see some freshmen that have not played at all this year get into ball games?
Yeah, so we've really kind of interjected a handful of guys over the course of the last couple of weeks, knowing that we were getting close to our limit, and then that we had 2 home games in a row. So you'll see a couple of freshmen. Some of them have already played, and then some of them were getting more reps at certain things, and so this week's kind of deciding, who will be in that mix, and do we have an opportunity to use them. A lot of Spiro, the way we've done it is a lot of those guys are getting work on special teams, and so some of our guys' only reps are on special teams, but they're making great contributions.
All right, this week, Hampton comes in, and this is a team that can put up some points. Mm-hmm. I mean, they went through a stretch there where they scored 44 against Rhode Island, a team that is now in first place in the CAA. They lost to them by 2. Follow that up with 59 points against North Carolina A&T, and then 41 against Elon, and then last week, barely losing to a tough Villanova team.
Yeah, really had opportunities. Those games you mentioned that they didn't win. They didn't win the Rhode Island game. They didn't win the Villanova game. Both those games, they had opportunities to win those games, and they really had people open. They just missed them. So explosive on offense, quarterback-driven offense that they run the ball extremely well, big offensive line that can stay on blocks and create problems. Our D-line's got to be at its best, which excited about because I think they've answered that call. They've done a great job against running teams. But if you're out of position, they're going to find a way to exploit you. And then defensively, they've just gotten better every week. And they started off kind of playing base defense, not moving around much. The last 3 games where they've had a lot of success, they've really started to pressure more. So we're going to see more man coverage. We're going to see 6 people in the box. We're going to see guys in and out of gaps, moving around, making it difficult for the O-line to identify who's who. So we're going to have to, put together a great game plan to be able to hold them off a little bit defensively and then get some of our guys in space.
And you've got something coming up here with 2 straight home games, which we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, that's been, obviously not, looking back, they haven't done that much. So we've had great weather, obviously, the first 3 games. We're excited to be back at Johnny Unitas Stadium, opportunity to get our 3rd win at Johnny U this year, opportunity back-to-back to get 4 wins, go 4-1 from, going 1-4 the year before. We've talked a lot about to our team, send our seniors off with a great note. Obviously, got to go 1-0 this week to be able to finish strong, get 7 wins. First time 7 wins since 2019. So a lot of positives that we can still be playing for. A lot of really good, opportunities for us. And again, like I said earlier, our guys have done a really good job this week of just handling that, coming out, working as hard as we need them to, as focused on the details of the nuances of the offensive game plan, special teams game plan, and defensive game plan.
All right, so the Tigers will be at the U on Saturday afternoon, 1 o'clock. Gordy and I will have the call for you as the Tigers take on the Pirates of Hampton. For the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report.